the legally blindest that is rapping and painted for justice. Oh, girl, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face to black. Yes, it's your girl, Cadillac. Anyways, guys, I am coming through today. It is February the 14th, 2026. I am in a work sandwich. What that means, girl, I just got off of closing and I gotta go right back in the morning. So that's a work sandwich. I'm in between shifts, girl. So I am tired, about to be going to bed, like for real. But as I was closing the restaurant tonight, girl, once they close, I sweep the floor with my little carpal tunneled hands and I put on my content. And what crosses my algorithm? So I wasn't even planning on coming home to make go see. But as I was close across my algorithm, and cover it anytime a wrongful um this time it was not a wrongful conviction, but it was a wrongful arrest, right? And wrongful convictions all start with wrongful arrest. So I have to bring this story to you guys. I'm really tired, and I was like, I could just put it off till later. And I'm like, yeah, let's be for real. Am I really gonna do it later? So let's just cover it now. This is from the channel Indisputable. I love Indisputable because he covers a bunch of stories that regular people, like regular media outlets, do not cover. They like to give you this one sided, just like a case, right? They like to give you this one sided information, and then you're to bring a verdict from one side brought, right? They give you all the inculpatory evidence and delete all your exculpatory evidence, right? So that how else could you find the person but guilty, right? They allegedly do that with our things that we take in, our news and things like that. They give you one side of the story, never giving you the other. So I love his take where he's filling in the blanks, basically, like just showing you the other side, the why, you know. So let's get into the story. I don't have much time, guys, because I really do need to be going to sleep because I got to get back up in the morning. And I'm really not going to feel good in the morning. I'm going to be in a bad mood probably if I don't get enough sleep. All right, so this is an update. Man falsely accused of kidnapping child sues the woman that accused him and the officers after 46 days in jail. So, wow, this needs to allegedly happen way more so that they can stop making so many mistakes, girl, right? Because it's just a mistake. It's just a mistake. That's what they say. So there needs to be consequences so that you stop making all the mistakes. I would get fired if I made that many mistakes, girl. But let's listen. And I'm going to chime in.
We're calling in the state of Georgia. Let's put it at full mass.
Oops. I was trying to turn the sound down, but I'm using my sister's phone. And it's kind of confusing me because her phone, her buttons are on the other side. They're different than mine.
Mail inside of a grocery store. Okay. Indian American, 57. Do you recall in the state of Georgia? Let's put it at full mass. A male inside of a grocery store. Okay. Indian American, 57. Grocery store gets accused of attempting to kidnap a child. Now, I said on day one, it doesn't add up.
That's crazy.
Some people criticized me for it, saying it was too early to make that conclusion. So, in an update, it took more than a month for Georgia cops and Georgia prosecutors to view surveillance video from a Walmart that would have exonerated the 57-year-old Mr. Mahendra Patel on day one. He never should have been arrested.
Okay, my question, isn't that the first thing you do is to go review the surveillance cameras? Why would you take that long to review the surveillance cameras? It would be my opinion because it only makes sense that they viewed it right away. They seen them cameras, right? And they decided to proceed on. Just like in my husband's case, um, the 7-Eleven that he was at, we kept asking, can you pull those cameras? And they were like, no, 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 it's too expensive to pull the cameras, right? And then they said, well, he was at a club committing a crime in the parking lot. So we're like, okay, great. Can you pull those cameras so that we could prove that he's not? So we either wanted to prove that he's at the 7-Eleven like he said it was at, or he wasn't at the club. So either set of cameras could help us out. Like, can you just get us something? And they were like, no, a club slash hotel doesn't have any cameras in the parking lot. Which later, I in fact find an article where they said they had a suspect and they found him by the cameras, surveillance cameras in the parking lot. Right? So I didn't believe that when it happened. So what it is my opinion, they're trying to take the surveillance out of the case. So once you do that, once you take that out, once they took the surveillance from us, now you have to depend on the word of the officers and the alleged testimony of witnesses that could be coerced to say whatever they want them to say allegedly.
Charged with attempted kidnapping.
They seen them cameras.
Relying on the false accusation of a
Day
white
one.
woman, simply relied on video evidence. A white female that accused him is Carolina Miller. Patel is now suing Miss Miller. He is suing the police and he is suing the district attorney. It looks like malicious prosecution if I've ever seen a case that qualified. Here's why. I'm going to recap the original incident. It took place in 2025. The Walmart cameras were on, okay? Were focused in the area that Mr. Patel was alleged engaged in illegal activity. But there's no time when he's not on this camera. This is inside of a store, March 18th, of the alleged failed kidnapping. That's a horrible thing to be accused of, especially if he didn't do it.
That part, you think?
You would expect from someone trying to abduct a child and get away with it. This is why I said it did not add up. Oh, fleeing, as the police have said, Ashley Merchant, Patel's attorney, using his own debit card because he went to pay for things after the alleged encounter.
Now, who do all that?
An employee, as if it's a regular day for him, he's just buying groceries, paying for it with his own name.
Wow.
The flee, not running. Interaction with the toddler's mother, Ms. Miller. That's when Mr. Patel asked her possibly find a bottle of Tylenol. Where can he find a bottle of Tylenol? No disagreement about that. Both of them admit that is. Miller, having a motorized cart, she had her baby in her arms, 2-year-old son by her feet. You see it in screenshot that we have. Rex Patel a couple of hours over. She's giving him the answer as far as where is the Tylenol located. He's in when Miller said, Tail tried to grab my son and abduct him. Not even close. Merchant said the video was clear.
So I think my sister's phone, the speaker is going in and out. I thought it was going to work right. But so far, a man, he's in the store. He asks a lady, like, do you know what a Tylenol is? She helps him find a Tylenol, like points to it or whatever. He gets the Tylenol and basically shows her the Tylenol and is like, look, I got the Tylenol. And she's like, oh, okay, great. Like almost like, hey, you helped me. And she's like confirming that, oh yeah, you got what you were looking for. She goes back. Now later they're gonna say that the baby started to fall from the buggy, right? So he was catching the baby before falling, which a baby falling from a buggy can result in injury. It could result in a lot, right? So he's trying to help. She go back and say that he tried to K-nap her child. And they took just her word. That's why I tell y'all be thinking I said, all it takes is for one person to say, you did it, and you could be gone. Like, I don't be holding y'all. I know I have to find creative ways to tell y'all this story because y'all are tired of hearing it from me. But it's that easy. See, I almost think my family ain't gonna get up out this situation, right? So now I'm just trying to warn y'all, like y'all need to really care about this because it can happen so easily, simply. All it takes is one person to say you did it, and that's it. And they followed this thing, no evidence. Your evidence was the cameras, right? So they alleged they didn't see it, right? And then they the man is not even acting like he's taking a child, right? So it's not lining up. Then later you find out that the officers falsified their report. That's why they wanted to get rid of those cameras. So now, allegedly. So now you have to take the word of the good, upstanding officer who would never do the wrong thing, right? The officers in Marcello's case had three different stories that did not align. And the arresting officer, him and four other officers, when they were accused of over deletion, wrongful over deletion, they all had different stories, right? So, how do you put all trust in what they say? Then, in my husband's case, his initial report don't even match his statements in court, right? And that round and I wasn't trying. So they just say what they have to say. They make the dots connect. I told you it's like a roadmap. They'll cut out pieces that are needed to, because getting to a verdict means truth. So for you to get to the verdict, you need all the pieces, you need all the evidence. One change of evidence, one omission of evidence, or one placing the evidence back in changes the whole way the case looks, right? So, how can you expect the jury to come to a fair verdict if you're taking out pieces that they really need, detrimental pieces? They have no choice but to arrive to guilt, right? So, Gosh, this is crazy. So, in the end, it is clipping in and out. So, I will connect, I'll link the video. If I'm able to find another device that is not clicking, glitching like that, so that I could actually review the full video, because it's a lot I want to say in there in my little carpal tunnel hands. I done left enough comments, right? But people are shocked that this happened. I'm not. People are wrongfully incarcerated every day, allegedly, in this state. If they had court today, somebody, I can almost guarantee, in one of these states was wrongfully convicted, right? And many are forced to plea, allegedly. So if you ain't wrongfully convicted, many are forced to take on responsibility for things that they did not do. So when you're forced to plea, you get a smaller, you could get no jail time, you could get a smaller, lighter sentence, but then that still is on your jacket. And now you admitted to it, allegedly. So now it's almost sealing the fact that you did that, right? We need to care. It's too many people that this is happening to, allegedly. Hey, what if it were you and you were up the road and gone for something you didn't do, and it'd be decades before you get back home? Hey, what if it were you that were taken from your kids? Now they like you're missing. Your lucky stars, you better thank them that you ain't in this wicked system. Cause Lord knows that it could have been, it could have been you. Right? It was us. It was him. But by the spin of the wheel, it could have been you. We really need to start caring about wrongfully incarcerated people and those in prison anyway, right? In the inhumane, allegedly, conditions that they are going through. Because any spin of the wheel, you could be behind those bars. And then you're going to want a humane place for you or your loved one to do your time. All it takes is for laws to change, right? And things that you do to become illegal now. And now that's grounds to put you back there, right? You're gonna wish that you had the prison reform. Or if you sit behind that judge, you're going to wish you had the criminal justice reform that I press for every single day, allegedly. Just like I said, van lifing. I wanted to be a van lifer, right? They're allegedly making laws to make that a crime. It's not all the way in effect right now, but it's going to eventually, right? And you being a van lifer, they're already allegedly making things too expensive to live, right? So people have made new ways of life, living in their cars, living in their vans, and now that is being criminalized. So now you're a criminal, right? They always say, just don't be a criminal. So now you're a criminal. And what do they do at criminals? What did you fight for criminals, right? You fought for them to lock them up and throw away the key and give them however much time. I don't care how much time they get. They shouldn't have never did it, right? And now you're behind bars for something. You're gonna want all that justice that you obstructed from others, allegedly. So I wish the speaker was working because it's cutting in and out where you're missing every other word. So I will link the video so that you can go watch it. This man, I'm sure, If you could go back to 2024, and let's say I met him, and I was like, "Sir, would you mind signing my petition for my husband who has been wrongfully incarcerated for the last, back then would have been 22 plus years?" And most likely he would have said, "No, I don't support criminals and I don't support anybody that supports criminals. Just don't do the crime and you won't do the time." And they'll tell me things like that, right? He probably was taken aback when things went the way they went. And this man is truly blessed. He's truly, truly, truly blessed, because most people do not beat these type of cases even if they don't have a lick of evidence. It is very rare to beat a wrongful conviction case in trial. For it to not even go to trial, this man is truly blessed. Maybe this was something that's opened his eyes so that he can join this fight, because most people that have been wrongfully incarcerated or wrongfully arrested, they start joining in the fight to make sure that this doesn't happen to others. And then you peel back the layer and it's like if someone ripped the shower door open, the shower curtain, and then the person was exposed and naked. Well, Lady Justice is exposed and naked now. You see everything. And she ain't as blind as she be acting like, right? I'm legally blind, but they say the Lady Justice is blind. Girl, she could see better than me. She be looking. She don't act like it's the same whether it's this person or that person, equal justice, allegedly. No, baby. She's very much biased. She's very much artist. But, you know, so I'm sure he did not support anything like that, but he had to. It's almost like, oh gosh, I hate to say it, but it's like a FAFO situation. Wrongful convictions, unfortunately, are FAFO situations. You don't support it to your real life. And by then, it's usually too late. But thank God this man was freed and did not get the extent to what could have happened. There are many people that have gotten life, there are people that have been deleted wrongfully, right? So, wrongfully or rightfully, anybody with an outdate, you're truly blessed. And this man was truly blessed. My husband Marcello, truly blessed. Even though he got 40 years, he has an outdate. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. When y'all talk to me tomorrow, I'm probably oh, I just better go on to sleep and, wake up tomorrow and deal with it tomorrow. But all right, it's your girl Cadillac.